Hi Cancer, welcome to your weekly love reading. Let's see what's going on for you this week in terms of love. The King of Swords, the Moon, the Four of Wands, the Fool, the Ace of Cups. You deserve to be happy. I'm a mess and I don't want you to suffer because of me. It's not just down to my free will. It hurts. I love you so deeply and yet things run much more smoothly with other people. You centered your whole world around me and our union. No one could ever live up to that pressure. Okay, I really wish we could be together. So, not all of these messages, normally when I read these messages, they're about what this person's thinking about you. But in this reading, I'm getting the sense that some of these messages are more closely related to them, but I'll get into that. Inner child. Interesting. It shows the inner children, they're trying to reach out. They're desperately wanting a union, they're wanting to come together, but there's some stubbornness, like in the 3D, between these two people. Big picture thinking. Big picture thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. A new earth, it's happening, keep holding the vision. Okay, and then we'll look into these messages as well. Okay, so what's blocking this person from coming forward? I feel like this person overthinks. The King of Swords is like the logical king. I feel like this person's very defensive as well. I feel like they kind of expect the worst case scenarios. I feel like they've been very hurt in the past. They've been very wounded. So now it's like they've taken up that sword in their life and they're not going to let anyone like walk all over them or anything like that. And I'm not saying that you're trying to walk all over them, but this is their fear. They have like intense fears, maybe to the point of paranoia, that you're gonna stab them in the back or betray them or lie to them. So this person is coming across as very logical, very cold, maybe even argumentative, because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting in this inner child card as well, like arguments or conflicts or harsh words. This person may be it could be the opposite. They could just literally be withholding their emotions. They could be putting on a poker face. They may not be expressing themselves to you at all, or it could be the other way around. For a few of you, this could be this person's very vocal. They're very they have a fear about being vulnerable, so they've got that sword up, they're ready to pounce kind of thing, and by that I mean they're ready for conflict if ever it happens. So overthinking either way, whether they're holding back or whether they're like pushing you away through harsh words or their paranoia. They may be like jumping to worst case scenarios and they're either blaming you for it vocally or they're totally withholding and they're afraid that you're gonna stab them in the back or hurt them, and so they're putting on that poker face and trying to make out that they don't have feelings for you. But also, when I look at this card, I do feel that they do they want honesty. They do want to communicate honestly. They want to be their authentic self. They want you to be your authentic self. They want to cut out any of the crap that's been getting between you both. They want justice in the connection. They want balance. They want an equal balanced relationship. This person's afraid of investing emotionally in you more than what you would invest emotionally in them. So what's blocking them is their fears, basically, the moon. What they are wanting is the Four of Wands. They want a happy relationship. They want the marriage. You may be twin flames, because this is often seen as 11-11. And look, he's proposing to her. You have many differences. It's like you're very alike, but you also have a lot of differences. Because I'm seeing you're both like the sword. It's a double-edged sword. You're both the same, but there's two different edges to that. And you know, she's the mermaid, he's the human kind of thing. Mermaid in the ocean, water represents emotion. So you may be emotional, they may be logical, it may be kind of clashing. But what they want is that Four of Wands. They want stability. They want commitment. They want the connection, the union, the relationship. They want to take a leap of faith, and they are going to take a leap of faith in the connection, because the Ace of Cups, they want the new beginning in love. Their love for you is overflowing. Their heart is overflowing. You bring them peace. This person may have a very troubled mind. They may have an overactive mind. And it, it's like their own worst enemy perhaps. Creates so much fear. They fear being lied to, basically, because the moon can represent illusions. They're afraid that you're not being your true self with them. And whether this is actually happening or not, these are their fears. And it's based on their past. It's based on their pain from past relationships of all kinds that have really conditioned their mindset. But despite their fears, they are going to take a leap of faith on this connection. There's going to be a brand new beginning, a new start. There may have been arguments. You may be going through a separation. There may be some stubbornness. You may trigger up arguments or defensiveness, whether it's directly or indirectly. But there's going to be a new beginning, a heart opening, a heart awakening, trusting in the heart. Because no matter what's going on in this person's mind, in their heart, they keep returning to this inner knowing that your soulmates is what I'm feeling. Or twin flames, like I said. They feel that you ground them in many ways. You deserve to be happy. I'm a mess and I don't want you to suffer because of me. So this person has a lot of inner turmoil going on. They may feel, if they are this person that's either very, what's the word? This King of Swords, I'm feeling they can either be emotionally withdrawn, emotionally unavailable, or the opposite. They are argumentative, or I can't think of the word. Volatile. That's still not the word, but either way, I feel as though they've experienced people criticizing them for that throughout their whole life. There may be someone that's blunt or something like that, like they just speak their truth. Or, like I said, the exact opposite. But that it's like they know that about themselves, because a lot of people have told them that they're either blunt or they're just cold-hearted and withdrawn and disappointing. And so they're holding on to that like negative story about themselves, this negative view of themselves. And so in a way they don't feel good enough at times. They feel like they're a mess and they don't want you to suffer because of their issues. So that's what's holding them back sometimes. It's not just down to my free will. And so there's karma here. Healing to be achieved, lessons to be learned through each other, through this interaction or lack of interaction. It may appear like it's just down to this person to click their fingers and just decide to commit to you and make it happen. But when this card comes out, it's really saying that there's a karmic contract here. Things are happening beyond both of your control, and it is for karmic healing. It is for subconscious wounds, blocks, conditioning to come up to the surface, to create more harmony within yourselves as individuals, and therefore more harmony with each other, a new beginning. It hurts. I love you so deeply, and yet things run much more smoothly with other people. And so, if you have a lot of karma going on within your connection, then there's going to be a lot of triggering going on. Like I said, a lot of arguments or a lot of coldness on the surface, but your inner children are always reaching out. It's like you have this soul contract to find harmony within yourselves and with each other. And in order for that to happen, it's triggering up all the things that are blocking that harmony, like the fears, the wounds, conditionings, like I said, within. And so, there could have been someone, they chose someone else, or not necessarily, they may just feel upset because they think back to past relationships, and even though the love wasn't as intense with these other relationships, it ran more smoothly, and they may be getting frustrated because they just want things to run smoothly with you because they love you so deeply. You centered your whole world around me and our union. No one could ever live up to that pressure. And so that's about codependency, and it likely happened on both sides, is what I'm feeling at some point in the connection. And so it's about that energetic misalignment, when we're not in a place of self-love and we feel like we need it so much from someone outside of ourselves to make us feel good enough, then that's a fear vibration. We haven't found that self-love. We haven't reconnected with our true self, and therefore we cannot align in a happy, harmonious relationship if we are still stuck in our own kind of illusion of unworthiness. And I feel this person's definitely going through that as well. I feel like they have centered their whole world around you and your connection, and they're putting too much pressure on themselves and on this connection. They may be having high expectations of you, to be the one to make them happy, whereas they need to make themselves happy. And there's a lot of pressure in this connection. But it is healing, there is harmony, there's new beginnings in love. I really wish we could be together. So, that is their ultimate goal. That is what they want. That's their deepest desire. And you will heal that, but it's like the healing of the inner children within that needs to happen. And whenever triggering's coming up or fears are coming up, it's because of the wounds of the inner children, the inner child within you both. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So you're both going to be looking at the bigger picture. This person's going to be looking past their fears, looking into their heart, looking into their intuition, where their soul is calling them. at the center of your reading is the Four of Wands. So deep down they feel that there is this stability within your connection in the big picture. And they may have been getting wrapped up in the small things, and kind of tripping themselves up by overthinking those things, but now they're going to be walking through that new gateway, the new beginning of the intuition, seeing things clearly, seeing the connection clearly through their heart. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So yeah, I feel like this person, they're struggling emotionally and mentally because they are an empath. They've absorbed a lot of other people's energies. I feel like they've experienced a lot of toxic people in their life, and so it's a struggle for them to have trust. Like, they have trust issues, and it's like they have to battle like those trust issues that are within themselves. But they're looking in the mirror now, they're seeing the truth, they're awakening, they're realizing their thought patterns are their own worst enemy, kind of thing. So a new earth is happening. Keep holding the vision. So a new beginning is happening, but also this could be really saying that this person, for some of you, they have a lot of interest in the planet, in the environment, in this awakening of the planet. You know, that could be a very direct message for some of you. So let's look into these messages in here. What's blocking this person? Are they gonna reach out? I'm sorry. So they feel like they've messed up in certain ways, or they feel as though their fears have got the better of them at times, and they're sorry about that. Some of them may be coming forward and communicating with that King of Swords energy about how sorry they are. They may be facing their fears and communicating some kind of explanation to you, trying to create harmony again, a new beginning, a fresh start. Karmic contract. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Whatever's been happening has happened for a reason. I feel like this person has a lot of like very challenging karmic contracts with people in their current life or in their past, like we all do, but I feel like this person has very like intense karmic contracts, so it's difficult for them to kind of be soft and feeling secure and vulnerable. They've definitely had to, you know, take up that sword and have a defensive stance. Feel safer in situationship. Okay, so this situationship, this could be that you're not fully together, you're not fully committed, but there's some connection going on, there's some communication, you're kind of dedicated to each other in certain ways. Your souls are definitely dedicated to each other, whether, you know, it's for the long haul or whether it's for learning these lessons, you know. Only you can really know that within your own like intuition, within your own soul, but they felt safer in the current status quo. There may have been conflicts happening subconsciously to avoid like deeper intimacy because of those fears of rejection or betrayal. And so, but this is the cycle that you're breaking out of, and this person's breaking out of, because you both really want to make it work. Yeah, intimidated. This connection's intimidating because it's calling this person beyond their fears, beyond their old patterns in life, which may have been destructive or self-destructive. Intimidated by true love, like, because they have to let down that sword. They have to open their heart, but they are, here's the sword, here's the defensiveness, but then we end up with the Ace of Cups, the open heart. So one final message. Taking action. So this is really positive. I really wish we could be together, taking action. They're taking action on that. And it's beneath the Ace of Cups as well, and a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. They're going to take action. They will reach out to you when the time is right. You will come back together. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.